Hello, everyone. Hello.
Welcome in, Edwin, and welcome
Ha
everyone.
ha ha.
I am joined today with the voice of Grimoire, Edwyn Tiong. Welcome in. How are you?
Hello. I am quite ill right now, which is why I sound the way that I do. That's why I sound vaguely like the narrator from Disco Elysium. And now I
And it
would like
does.
to announce the next Disco Elysium game, which
Oh,
I will
oh
be
no!
making by myself with the power of
Wow.
AI. That's
Oh,
right.
good.
And I will be
No,
narrating this new Disco Elysium game, and it will be
no.
even better because I will put in the entire works of Karl Marx into it, and it will be so cool, and I will narrate all of it.
Good.
It'll be great.
All of it's extra communist this time with
Yes,
a little sprinkle of
yes.
that goodness.
Gonna put in a
Not
little bit
not
more Nietzsche as well, so we get a little bit more of the fascist side of things as well.
D-
Yes.
Disco AI Elysium. That I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have that. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
Disco
I hope you feel
Elysium.
better. I'm sorry that you've been ill. I know there's. I feel like a lot of the Aussies that I know have been getting sick lately. So I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah. Sick of this political climate, am I right?
Uh,
Oh, but also
well, oh,
literally, but also literally physically, but also literally
he's
physically sick.
he's brought the hot
Also physically.
topics
Hot
to us today.
topics. That's right. A store that definitely exists in Australia.
Yeah, it's great because I can definitely still hear the grimoire in your voice, but it's definitely like
Mm,
he is he's a
he's
bit
being fed
sultry,
through.
but yeah,
Being
also
fed
that.
through a wood chipper, being fed through a wood chipper, and has come out
Oh
the other
no.
side a little strange. Oh no. Which is the end, actually, the ending for Mermaid Mask. I don't know if you knew this, but like in this one, Detective
Woodchippers?
Grimoire is fed through a wood chipper, and then like
No.
he dies at the end of Mermaid Mask, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful scene. Is like, oh, the self sacrifice of Detective Grimoire, so he could
How
save
how
everyone. Yeah.
how does he get to a self-sacrifice involving a wood chipper?
Oh, I wouldn't dare spoil that the
Okay.
scenario that leads up to that moment. I just want you to know that it's going to be so beautiful. It'll win me every acting award, including the Oscars. Even though it's not a
Wow.
movie, but they'll find a way. They'll
They'll
find a way. As if, yep, they'll find a way.
they'll be like, "Have you seen the wood chipper scene?" I mean, it's
Mm,
worth and
yeah,
yeah, I imagine everyone's gonna be calling you. It's gonna be amazing. If I see a
yeah.
wood chipper in this game, I just know to avoid
It's
it. I'm just
Endgame,
gonna.
baby. It's
It's end
Endgame.
game. No.
Yeah, Woodchipper's
Um.
Endgame.
So Edwin, one, thank you for joining me today. Again, I know you're sick, and that is no bueno. Um.
Mm,
But thank you for joining me. As we well, I believe you found my channel back when I was playing Tangle Tower. Um.
yeah, I
I
think
think.
so. Or another game if you've been playing any of the Watch It Eye adventure games. I'm not sure. Well, have you
Oh,
played those?
not yet. I think I have. I own a couple now because you've mentioned them. Um,
Ah.
but I think we were playing Tangle Tower and you came in. I know this sounds nothing like you, but I believe you were being very coy in chat about who you were.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. I'm
and
sneaky like
I
that.
yes, and then I was like, I think we got to the credits or something, and I was like, wait, it's you,
Yes.
and
The
and you
prestige, the reveal.
it,
Ha.
very theatrical. I find it to be very theatrical, but I appreciate that. I don't mind some theatrics. I feel like that's very you know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very
Oh.
fitting.
Thank you. Thank
But
you. Yeah.
um but one, congratulations on the Mermaid Mask releasing.
Thank you.
I feel like that's got to be exciting to have like
Mm.
a new game out. So
Yeah, absolutely.
how what does this look like for you as like a voice actor? Because when did you finish recording your lines for Mermaid Mask?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I was still recording lines earlier in the year
Okay.
because there was a trailer and Adam wanted just one line to cap off that particular trailer because I didn't record a similar line anywhere else, so
Mm,
I just recorded that one line for them. But even before then, I'm pretty sure the bulk of the for the main game finished recording last year sometime, I think.
okay. Was your new
Yeah.
line "Ooh ah the wood chipper"? No, the wood chipper, something
Yeah.
like that.
No, no, no. That was
Okay.
planned way in advance. So I recorded
Okay.
that like several years already. Like it was like, yeah, that was oh man, we've planned out the ending already. It's like, okay, yeah. And so when you hear my performance, you can hear the twinge of sadness because like every time I'm saying a line, I'm thinking, oh man, the wood chipper's coming. The wood chipper is coming for Grimoire. It's such a sad end to this storied character. It's
It's like the
yeah, it's
bells
beautiful.
toll for you. It's like the
The
wood
bells
chipper,
toll for me. Exactly. Yep. Yep.
the wood chipper whirs for you,
Mm.
unfortunately.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
mm.
Absolute.
um, okay. So I know you're probably unprepared for this, and you may not really
Mhm.
know this about me, but I love asking people questions. I love
Mm.
learning about people and their history and all that sort of stuff. So I'd kind of like to chat with you a little bit about before getting. I have some questions about Grimoire and all of that, but I would
Mm.
love to just kind of chat about voice acting. How did you get into it? All that sort of stuff. If you're down with that,
Sure. Yeah.
okay. So first, uh, I think, and I feel like I've been able to tell this even in your messages in chat because you do pop in from time to time,
Mm.
I feel like you're always very entertaining. I feel like through your chat messages, it always seems like you are looking for a good joke or a good bit to do. I'm kind of
Sure.
curious when did that sort of start for you? When did that aspect of your personality kind of come about? Like, have you always been a very, you know, did you always seek out being an entertainer? Did you always like, making people laugh, all that sort of stuff? When did that kind of start for you?
I mean, I guess that's just something that's part of my personality. I do enjoy being a little bit of a drama queen or drama king, one of those. It's just like, but at the same time, I don't fully enjoy being the center of attention. I just like being the little clown on the side, taking pot shots at the
Nice.
situation. And if people like laugh at us, like, ha ha ha, yeah. But if you make me front and center, it's like, oh no, I don't know what I'm doing. Which is why
So,
detective games are really good because, like, at the end of
mm,
the day, the story is not about the detective. The story is about, like, the suspects, and they're the personalities that shine. And, like, I get to be the little guy in the background going, ha ha ha, I will work it out. You guys are doing most of the heavy lifting, and I'm just a silly little guy with my silly little like assistant Sally, and we both get to be silly together and then like dance around our suspects.
I love that. I love that though. So growing up, were you like class clown or were you still kind of like quiet,
Oh
more on
no,
this side?
fairly
Really?
quiet, like fairly dry humor at the best of times. But I mean, I'm pretty silly in chat, but like in real life, I'm more for like a dry kind of humor kind of person in general. But
I
yeah.
think that's one. I think dry humor is probably my fave. I think that's the one
Mhm.
that always gets me laughing the most, I think. So
Yeah.
I'm here for that. Um uh when do you have like so did you do like theater or did you do any kind of like acting like growing up?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean,
So being on
obviously
stage is bad.
apart from like, the mandatory drama classes and like being pushed into like, hey, do like a little theater thing for the school so your parents can come and clap for you. I don't think I even did those unless I was like in like
Really?
a yeah, no. It was just I not yeah, no real formal training in acting. I mean, I've taken like some small classes here and there, one-offs, or at the very least, like a couple of sessions with the same teacher. I do have like a long-term coach, teacher,
Mm,
Devin Mack, who is the one of the new voices of Sonic. He's the voice
Oh,
of Sonic for Sonic Prime, and he's been in the industry for a very long time. He's a Canadian mainstay, great director, a great friend. But yeah, no real formal training. I pretty much got into voice acting because of Final Fantasy VIII, of all things. There was like oh, back on oh boy. Uh I don't think people know what news groups are, because that's a
news
very
groups.
yeah, that's a very old form of like communication online. People would call it the dark web
No,
these days, because like, and don't let that term scare you. Dark web just means like it's not actively being monitored like the
this is
same
like
way that, because like everything these days, every website you go to has cookies and stuff like that, things that track you
right,
all
right,
the time so they can sell you stuff. Whereas dark web is like none of that works. That's there's nothing, there's no tracking that happens there beyond like, hey, it's if your username, and if there's an email associated with that username, and that could still be fake. And that's about it. That's the only way to track your stuff. But anyway,
was this
uh
like an IRC chat or something,
and
or
IRC is its own thing. It's not IRC. News groups is
okay,
like, yeah, I'm not sure how to explain news groups, but basically it's like for hobbyists to talk about, or perverts, depending on which service you go to talk about their interests. And
fair.
I was on a Final Fantasy like a forum. Uh,
Mm.
although obviously, because if you put so many Final Fantasy fans into a single place, they will start to consume each other through hate, and you know how it is. You know how it
Eh,
is with
But
fans.
was 8 your favorite?
Um, I mean, 8 is one of the ones I quite liked back in the day. I think I still have a certain fondness for it. My
8
favorite
is
is
my
6.
personal favorite. So had you
Yeah.
said yes, that would have been the correct answer.
Okay.
But
All right.
no,
No, I have said it incorrectly. Oh no.
6 is your favorite?
6 is my favorite, but like 8
Okay.
was like what was new at the time. That was when I joined the forum. 7 had
Okay.
released like a year or two ago or something like that. So 8 was the new hotness at the time, and people were excited, like, oh man, if only there was a project where you could dub the entirety of Final Fantasy 8. It's like, that's ridiculous. We are living in an age where you couldn't even do MP3 encoding, much
Right.
less like proper video encoding over 56K modems. Uh but
Because this is
but we but
96 or something? 90?
98, 99, I
Oh, yeah,
think.
That's right.
2000,
Right. Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
actually, no. I found it came on the forum in 2000 something, or not forum, news groups, uh, and pretty sure, yeah, no, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, just barely like the 1999. I'm just gonna say 1999, and yeah, someone wanted to start like a project to dub all of Final Fantasy VIII, and I auditioned for the part of Cypher Mossy, and that was my very first voice acting role, doing a fan dub of Final Fantasy VIII, and
I love that.
there's still a clip of that floating around on YouTube even.
Oh,
So
that's so
yeah,
good. I'm gonna have to look
someone
that up.
uploaded that. Someone uploaded that a long time ago, and yeah, you can hear baby me in that.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I love that. So did because I heard I was actually watching um there's a podcast called Geek Enders. Um
Mm.
and Geek Enders has the two hosts are Dodger or Dex Bonus and Jesse Cox. And
Oh yeah, I know
he said
those.
actually, so he
Yeah.
said this last week, because in their show at the end they'll talk about like new games that are upcoming, and he actually mentioned you by name and was like, he was like, Edwin was in my Vagrant Story dub or like or and not, maybe not a dub, but it
Yeah.
was he made like a Vagrant Story video or
I
something?
do I do remember being part of, like, his Vagrant Story, like, a fan dub kinda series. Again, I don't think that really took off. I don't even remember the role I played. I'm pretty sure I
Okay.
played, like, the lead villain, whose name
Okay.
escapes me because it's just been that long.
I've actually never played it, so I do not know,
Ah,
but he was like, "This was before I was doing YouTube, really, like, before anybody knew me," but he was like,
mm.
but he was like, I have, I worked with Edwin." And so they were talking very briefly about the Mermaid Mask at the very end of it. He's like, "It's so cool to see people that I've known, like, through these different forums and stuff kind of pop in, over time and all that stuff." So that's I think that, when I was like, "Oh, that's so fun that you." I mean, it seems like you've been that you kind of got your start doing. Did you also do like anime dubs as well, or?
I mean, fan dubs, sure. Like,
Mm,
yeah. I mean, I think we did a couple of fan dubs back in the day. I don't know if those really exist anymore
mm,
in terms of the clips. But I did like work with several people who did like, yeah, we did. I can't remember her name. She did like dubs for esoteric series, which like you wouldn't like most people like they did the dubs of like Sailor Moon or
cool.
Slayers, the big popular anime back in the day, and she went, no, I'm gonna choose like interesting, weirder anime stuff. It was always fun because like I would never know what to expect. There was
Mm,
one where some kind of like a space colony, and they were like twin boys, and like one of them like became a rebel leader, and the other one became like full fascist,
oh,
like, and then like yeah, I can't remember what that was. That was like hard sci-fi stuff. It was really cool.
cool.
I wish I could remember what it was called.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's super cool. So were you an anime kid though? Like, did you grow up just watching anime normally?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I grew up watching anime before it was known as anime. Like, I grew up watching stuff like Robotech and Samurai Pizza
Oh,
Cats, and I
yes.
mean, by I mean, by the time Sailor Moon came around, okay, by that time Sailor Moon came around, I like, oh, okay, I understand. This is like anime.
Yeah.
That's why it looks so different from the other cartoons. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, I was an anime guy growing up, and I grew up with like also it was like the time of the edgy anime, like manga entertainment.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys
Mm,
got the manga entertainment
I
thing.
don't I don't I don't know. I mean, it's possible. I for us it was I think a lot of I mean, my introduction to it was Cartoon Network and Toonami, and then from there was like
Uh,
Tech TV was a channel that was just like tech stuff, but at night they would play random anime that I'd never heard of that were like way more
mm,
probably beyond what I should have been watching at that age. But
yeah. Mm.
that kind of also describes a lot of anime, TBH. But um, I was gonna ask you. Oh, so like, when did this sort of become like for you? Like when did you start to think of this? Like, oh, maybe I can kind of make like do this as a job, um, versus like um starting off just doing fan dubs, like fun projects online. When did that to you become like oh, maybe I can actually be doing this more regularly or as a, I don't know, as a job?
I mean, I'm still not really doing it full time as a job. I never
Yeah.
have, but like it's been, yeah, it's honestly the job part is just trying to find work and for
Mm,
people to pay you. And obviously these days it's getting a little bit more difficult because of the whole, but the plagiarism machine, which isn't fun.
yeah.
But like, yeah, no, I obviously broke my teeth on like doing small, like random, like radio plays and fan up stuff, and then like, I feel like my amateur voice acting career kind of became big because of Newgrounds. I think
Yeah.
some older people here, really old, ancient people turning to dust. You know who you are. Would know me
Unk.
from like that's the word would know
Yeah.
me from like Trapped trilogy series where I played Dan McNeely, and like I was also Black Mage for like the 8-bit theater animations, lots of things. And
Yeah,
then
that's
from there,
nice.
like it was like it's the best thing about doing that kind of thing back then was like the community was like fairly tight knit and small. And I'm not saying that you can't do that these days, but it felt like if you were an amateur voice actor online, you knew basically every other amateur voice
Mm,
actor. And these days, that's a little bit harder because it's been fragmented into various sites and forums. Like there is like a voice acting club Discord. That's the one that I'm part of. But then there's also the casting call club, and then there's like I think Behind the Voice Actors also has his own voice acting forum. Anyway,
okay.
neither here nor there. That's just going off on a tangent. But yeah,
But
did
did you
Newgrounds?
help
Yeah.
start the voice acting club for
Oh,
Newgrounds?
I mean, no. I was like there for the inception of the voice acting club on
Oh,
Newgrounds,
cool.
but the person who started that would be you. Some people here would know who it is. Kira Buckland. She's
Oh,
the one who started that whole rigmarole, and she is. If you would either you would know. I think most people would know her as like a lot of like voices in anime, and very talented,
yes.
very
Her
hardworking.
name sounds very familiar. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to point out a role immediately, but yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then from there, like, made a lot of friends, including Devin Mack, and then like other people who have become like lifelong friends. And then the very, pretty sure the very first professional credit for me would have been Dust and Elysian Tale, where a whole bunch of us were, just conscripted to do voices for that game. And it was wild. That's a wild first credit, to be completely honest, because, like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a whole lot of people who cut their teeth there, and then went on to bigger and better things. Wait, no, that doesn't sound good. Dust was really great, so I'm gonna say like they want their careers like went super high octane stuff, including uh 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 oh man, I'm blanking out. Sean Chiplock, it was in there. Xander Milbus. I'm good.
Yeah, yeah.
There's I'm not sure if you, yeah, there's a lot of like voice actors in there. And then like there's also the most recent alumni who's just gone super huge, like amazingly huge. That would be Michael Johnston, who is played Reed in Dust and Legion Tale, and
Oh.
he plays Bear in Obsession.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
Very I haven't
yeah,
seen it, but I've been hearing stuff about it.
yeah,
But that's very cool.
and he's also Nate Summers in the latest season of the X-Men '97 cartoon as well.
Oh.
Yeah,
That
so that's
I need to catch up on season 2.
yeah.
I That's very exciting.
Mhm,
Um
mhm.
what was it like auditioning or did you have to go through like a proper audition for Destiny
Oh
Elysian Tale?
yeah,
Does it What was that
yep.
sort of like for you versus maybe uh going through like auditioning for like a fan dub and or do you remember, going through that
I
process?
mean, it was honestly about the same process. It's just like reading the sides, reading the character profile, and then figure out what's well, how do I solve the problem of making this character mine, but also making sure that I deliver something that the producers want to hear as well.
Yeah.
So that's always the way to do the sides. Like what's something unique I can bring to this that nobody else can, but also like if you make it too weird, they're obviously not going to cast you because why did you do that? That's nothing
Yeah.
what I asked for.
Right, right.
Don't ever come back to this industry and get again. In fact, you should leave and never do voice acting ever again. That's the way that I think
No.
about every voice acting where I didn't get the part. It's like, oh, they don't want me. They definitely want me out of this industry. That's
No,
how it is. I will never come back again. I will never recover
they'd be
from this
wrong.
mortal wound.
Uh,
And
That
then
that
like yeah.
that sounds like me, and how I think of most things. But no, not you, Edwin. They would be
Mm,
wrong. tell
Uh,
show me someone who thinks that, and I will show you uh, the wrath that will follow. You
oh
know,
wow. Okay.
because
All right.
you know,
I'll take your word.
yeah,
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um. Uh. Okay. So some side questions, just because I know, like, I have some friends who are interested in getting interested, or they're interested in getting into voice acting
Mhm.
and all of that.
Mhm.
um if for somebody who you know, hasn't been in like, doesn't really know where to start, you know, they're kind of brand new, they're you know, they've maybe been following a lot of voice actors, but they don't really know where to begin in their career. What would you suggest, sort of like, how does one get started into voice acting nowadays?
I'll be completely honest, the landscape has changed significantly since I started like over 20 years ago. So
Right.
it's like it's just quite very different. I mean, the main thing, regardless of like the time and whatever, is like just
Mm.
find other people who are also interested in voice acting, and then like you can work out like, hey, maybe someone makes a visual novel, a part of the team, but make something together, basically.
Mm.
Like, either an audio play, or I know this is like on top of doing the voice acting, you're gonna have to do production stuff as well. Um, uh, Probably get used to that because, like, as a voice actor, I have also worn many hats, including
Mm.
like script editing, sound
Oh.
engineering, video editing, like lots of little different things. Like, I'm really quite proud of like the writing I've done for various things like games and stuff like that. So like, but yeah, I mean, like, it's the thing is voice acting as an art doesn't exist by itself unless you're doing
Mm.
unless you're obviously like audio plays or audiobooks, in which case like it is like, but even then you need to have the material to read.
Sure.
And so you're always in service to another piece of art. You have to like find things to read out loud. You'll have to find a game to be a part of, or a movie, or so your delivery mechanism, and you have to like yeah, just be aware of that, like,
Mm.
and then because of that, you'll have to like figure out how to, okay, voice acting is a part of something. How do I need to create that something first before I do voice acting? And then sometimes it doesn't have to be that way. Like, there are always projects out there looking for voice acting, and I'm talking about the Discord, like voice acting club Discord, or the casting call club, which is just a board with nothing but casting calls. And like I'm just mentioning all the things I mentioned before. Behind the
Sure,
voice
sure.
actors, which also has its like voice acting board as well. And there's the like a range of stuff from like unpaid work, where like just a bunch of hobbyists just want to get together and, hey, I want to like put together an adventure game, like through Adventure Game Studio. I want to create something and then have voice acting. It's like, oh, cool. Let's like work together and stuff. The other thing I would say, like, game jams. A lot of times, like,
Okay.
video game
Oh.
jams, like, are looking for just voice actors who can do something in the jam period, which is like, usually a week or so. So it's like quick turnaround, get the stuff in, and then you can almost always immediately see the results at the end, which is not something I can say for a lot of voice acting projects I've done, because, like, I
Yep.
mean, like Mermaid Mask, I've been recording for that for years.
Yeah.
Yep, over a course of several years. I don't even remember when I started. 2019? Possibly? No.
Wow.
No, 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 no. That's the release of Tango Tower. Sorry, but not
It
2013, but definitely like
Okay, okay.
before, 2022 at the very least, I think. So
Wow.
I've just been recording since then. But like game jams are a great way to just see something that comes out almost immediately. I've completely lost track of the question.
No, I was just asking about, um, you know, like if you had any suggestions for where people could begin, but I feel like you sort of
Mm.
touched on that and the different groups and looking for maybe a project to start today. Because I'm sure it's very difficult for somebody who doesn't have like, any credits at all to be
If you have
like,
no
how
credit.
do I, how
If
do
you have
I,
no yeah, if you have no credits, then, like, you just gotta practice, and then the best way to practice is to, like, find, people who are around your, your same the same skill level so that you're basically
Hmm,
bouncing off each other, learning off each other, like going, "Oh, okay, that's an interesting thing to do with your voice. That's a interesting thing you've done with your voice with your acting," and then basically grow together, like that's kind of how I grew as a voice actor, just listening to
cool.
other people, and obviously listen to professionals as well, hear what they do. Like, I mean, that doesn't have to be voice acting. Like watching cartoons, watching, playing video games. That's great as well. But also like watch theater acting. Watch
Mm,
movies, TVs, like see what's considered a grounded read, which is something that I hate because like whenever they ask for like a grounded read, it's like, what do you mean like by that? What is a grounded read in your universe? Because like sometimes a grounded read is just somebody who's like talking like this all the time, and then sometimes a grounded read is like what I'm doing right now. Like this is considered a grounded read in their universe, so it's like
so
give me
grounded
the what's.
read would be versus like one that's maybe like over the top and kind of like cartoonish. Is that sort of the
I mean,
different vibe?
more theatrical, someone who is going for the highs and lows and that kind of thing. But maybe this is considered grounded for a certain kind of performance. I mean, like this is like
True.
what's his name from the Quentin Tarantino movie? What's
Uh, 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 like Leonardo DiCaprio. Is that who you're
Yeah,
thinking?
yeah. You
Yeah,
got it. You got it. Like
from
that's
Django. Yeah,
yeah, like that. Like that's
to-
might be considered grounded in a certain way, in its own way.
I could
Yeah.
hear it. It was turning into like a southern drawl very very quickly. So I was like, I could see that. Um, okay, so okay, I think I saw I believe I saw you teach or you have taught like workshops before. Is that true? Or have
Uh,
you done?
no, I've never done any kind of teaching. I do not
Okay,
know where to begin doing that kind of thing, unfortunately. But
really?
like, I mean, I know teachers, and it is hard work. You have to be precise about what you can deliver for students and what like. You have to know what do the students want, and can I help them
Mm,
reach that goal. And
mm,
I've seen enough so-called teachers out there online who I know are not qualified for that
oof.
and are taking money from I'm trying to find a nice word. Naive
Mm,
naive
naive
people
hopefuls.
naive hopefuls. Yeah. Who don't understand they're being taken advantage of. And it's just
Yeah.
like, I'm really
Do you
sorry, but that guy has no business trying to teach you what you need to know.
do you have any suggestions for like what to look for in a teacher?
Uh well, first of all, look at what they've done. Because like the best teachers would be people who have like, have a body of work that they've done. And
Mm,
like it would hopefully be a varied body of work. Like if they've done nothing, well, I mean, it really depends. Like if you want to get into audiobooks, then obviously you want to have someone who has extensive audiobook credentials. If you're
yeah.
getting taught audiobook work from someone who has done nothing but bit parts in anime, then you are going to the wrong class. Do not take
Mm,
classes from somebody who's only done extras for anime for an audiobook class. That's not ideal.
totally fair. No, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, cool.
Mm.
Well then, I have some questions about Grimoire now. Um,
Okay.
So first, how
did you know he dies in Woodchipper? I'm not sure if I
oh,
just mentioned that before,
the
like, he
the
died in
first
the
question
Woodchipper.
was going to be about the wood chipper, actually.
Okay,
So I
alright, okay. Its name is
uh
Tommy, and,
oh,
he's a very big Woodchipper. I believe he has, like, 50 blades in there, and you can hear every single blade as it impacts on Grimoire's body as he's fed through. Yep, I've
why
made sure
what
to
what made
convey
him,
that in my vocal performance.
become a wood chipper? What was his like what was his motivation to, his
I mean,
backstory here?
yeah, no, I think it was like I believe he used to be a Quinizart. No, wait, that's not the right
Oh.
word. A culinary
Yeah,
device whose name I
yeah, cuisine art, yeah.
Cuisinart.
Yeah.
Cuisinart, yeah, Cuisinart. And then
That sounds fancier the
yeah,
way you say it.
Cuisinart. And he decided like one day, I'm gonna be a wood chipper, just like
I like
my
that.
dad wanted to be. And then he grew up to be that wood chipper. And it's a amazingly inspiring story. Like you get that flashback while he's like chopping Grimoire into little tiny pieces. Yep,
Dang.
absolutely.
I can't wait for
Yeah.
that. That's gonna be my
Yep, yep,
favorite scene, I
yep.
bet.
The saddest scene. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Also
Awesome
true,
moment.
yes. I
Yes.
we will all be crying in the chat when that
Hmm.
happens. Um,
Absolutely.
how did you first how did the role of Grimoire, like how did you hear about it? And, like was that something that like a agent found you, or you were just sending out auditions, or
I believe it's been such a long time, but I believe because we're friends, Kimlin Tran, who's a great casting director, she also has cast for the Mermaid Mask. She's been casting for SFB games for a very long time as well.
oh cool.
I believe she's also the voice of I don't know her last name, Mara from Crow Country. Does she have a
Oh yeah,
last
yeah.
name? Mara
Uh
Jade? Is that her full name? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
I don't know. I know for sure it's Mara.
Okay. All right.
Mara Crow Country,
Yes, that's
probably.
yeah.
That's why
We'll
it's
go with
called
that.
that.
Yeah. Anyway, Kim Tran, longtime friend, like knows like the kind of work that I do. Reach out to me for record to audition for the role of Detective Grimoire back in the early 2010s. I can't even begin to tell you when exactly 2010s. And then
Hmm.
like the brothers Adam and Tom Vian, they liked what I did, and so that's where I started doing Grimoire from the quote unquote first game, or at least the
Mm,
first commercially available game, Secret of the Swamp, which I believe has just been renamed to Detective Grimoire
nice.
now.
Yeah, that's cool. I yeah, we just played that. I think you popped in for that one. We just played that the other day because I was like, I really want to get, you know, somewhat of the full story. I know the first one seems like it'd be very difficult to find, if not impossible at this point. I don't know if it's easy to even get a hold of
I
the
mean, if
2007 game, but
Yeah, I mean, if you go to Newgrounds, I'm pretty sure if you install the Flash player that they've got on there, you can still play it. But obviously, because
yeah,
it was made in Flash, then that's just more difficult these days to access. But I believe it's still available online if you're willing to
nice.
look.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
That it sounds like you then had some good people along the way to try to, to help you get this role and everything. And I think I saw
Hmm.
that on your website. I think you have a quote from Adam, or maybe it was Tom. I can't remember, about how they heard your interview and they were, or your audition, and they were like, "Yes, we," they couldn't hear
Ah.
Grimoire's voice in any other way. Do you remember your audition? Like, do you remember that at
I
all?
mean, not really. It was the same audition as every other audition. Like that's the mindset you have to get into, honestly. Like you have to try to do your best, and then just set it off and not think about it. Because if you think about it, if you concentrate on too long, you will drive yourself insane. Going like, okay, this is the one. This is the one that will get me into the business, and this is the one that will make me famous. You will drive yourself to tears if you keep doing that. You just have to get into the
True.
mindset of like, okay, this is an audition. Do your best to analyze the script, analyze the character, give what you can, and and then just don't think about it anymore after that. So that's my usual way of thinking of the audition process. So I just try. I did not do. I believe I didn't really do anything I thought was special, apart from like just trying to do my best for the audition. Yeah,
Well, it worked out, and
it did.
I feel like Grimoire has a very like unique and special voice. So I feel like you said he didn't do anything special, but I feel like it has it's very I could not hear it any other way as just someone who has played
Cheers.
the games. So yeah, I think you did great.
Cheers. Thank you.
I wish I could have been there at the fly on the wall for that audition because I've been like, you're doing it. This is it.
Doing it.
Uh,
Yay.
and then everyone would be like, "Why is that fly on the wall talking?"
Oh my goodness. Oh
Okay.
man. We gotta smash it down.
So I, I know.
Yeah.
Another question: How? Because I'm sure you see Grimoire maybe from a little bit of a different, perspective as the rest of us. How do you describe the personality of Grimoire?
He is quite intelligent and sharp, but he's not as sharp and intelligent as he thinks he is, and is like prone to
Mm,
being the fool. But at the same time, I think he rolls with being the fool, and he just like and he's not quite the level of like say Columbo, who is aware that he looks like a fool and is able to like turn that about into a way of taking down the guard of like the suspects and like
mm,
interrogating them. He's just like, okay, I am a silly goose. But I don't think that will reveal anything more. But like, I will roll with it. And
sure.
yeah, yeah, he's a fun character to play, and I think it was even more fun in Tangle Tower when I got to play off against Amberly Connors as Sally, because like
Mm,
in previous Grimoire, I feel he was a lot more dry. I felt like he did have like
mm,
his silly moments, but then with Sally, I got to be a lot more sillier with her around
yeah.
because she could be the stable one, and I mean it goes back and forth depending upon like the what who they were talking to and whether the subject of the scene interested them. And it's just like, yeah, this is way more fun, Tango Tower, and then obviously Mermaid Mask because of the whole back and forth between Grimoire and Sally.
That's something that because I was introduced to the series through Tangle Tower. Actually, speaking of Dex bonus earlier,
Mm,
she was the
mm,
one that I think I first heard about Tangle Tower through because she plays a lot of detective games and point and clicks and
mm.
stuff. And so that then led me into playing it myself. But so Tangle Tower was the first one that introduced me to Grimoire in the world, and I I feel like I really enjoyed sort of the comedic balance that it has of there's I mean there's some pretty serious stuff happening like around them. I mean they're investigating murder and other crimes and but their back and forth is just it's just a fun little dry take that just feels very like organic and human,
Mm.
and I don't know. I really like the writing in the game is one of my favorite things
Yeah,
because you can tell
absolutely.
there's a lot of
Love the writing. Love the writing. Adam has done a really great job. Love everything they do.
it's so good. Um, would you say is Grimoire a good detective?
I mean, at the end of the day, the mystery does get solved, so I'm gonna say yes, even though it's a long, sometimes circuitous route to get to the end.
Yeah,
Is he a good detective who gets paid? Well, that's its own question now, isn't
that
it?
is it is true. I was actually it was funny thinking about when I played Secret of the Swamp because at the start of it he's like being boated over by a police officer, and part of me
Officer
thought,
James.
yeah, I was like, I've actually never considered like who Grimoire works for, or like how does he even get these cases, or what
Mm.
exactly. I mean, in this one, it's he received a letter, But part of me was like, I
Mm.
don't know if he's like a freelancer or if he works for like a department or if there is how does he like get I was just like, I've never even considered that. It just seems very like with Tangle Tower, I was just like, oh right, yeah, he's just
Yeah, he's
of
just
course
there.
this he just solves crimes. Who wouldn't? I'd love
Mm.
to, freelance crime solve. Um
Yeah.
but I do like the way that speaking of the writing, I do like the way that he's written because I feel like Grimoire um has a good balance of like there's sort of this dry uh at times sort of like carefreeness to him, but he also, he has good questions. He is very insightful um on picking up subtle clues that people have dropped. I like the times where either Sally or him will um, reiterate something that another suspect has said, and so you can definitely
Mm.
see that he is intelligent. So that does make
Mhm.
um, a lot of sense. How do you like? Okay, so you've been, as you said, voicing him since 2013, 2012 ish, somewhere around that time. And in that voice acting process, sometimes it's years or months probably between
Mm.
sessions, or they get you to record something. How do you get into sort of detective grimoire mode, I guess, when you record something? Like, how do you mentally get back into that once you've been taking a break for a little bit?
I mean, honestly, like, since Detective Grimoire is just basically my natural sounding voice, which is not what it is right now because I'm ill, it's not that hard. Like, and sometimes, like, I have like a set phrase I can say, like, okay, this is what I need to say in order to get my voice towards the level of Detective Grimoire. And that's
Mm.
like, this little girl, that little girl is too stupid for my beard to be so smart, which is like, one
Yeah.
of the options in
Yeah, yeah,
Secret
yeah.
of the Swamp, which is that's just been stuck in my mind
I
forever.
love that.
And yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just I just go through the scripts like from Adam, and he usually leaves like really good notes on like the direction that they want for a scene, particular lines, line by line even, and it's just a case of just going, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just he's he's a very silly man. This is quite a silly universe, even if it's quite dark at times.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's about like the characters interacting with each other and bouncing off each other, and then just uh, we're all having a good time here, even though a murder is involved. Um, yeah, I It's not really that deep a process, I'll be completely
Mm.
honest, to get back into Grimoire. I think he's a very easy character to get into, in terms of like the vocal placement as well as like the silly shenanigans, because I feel like in that regard, Grimoire and I are quite the same. We like the little silly shenanigans, and like being occasionally snarky and then being occasionally very confused about what's
That
going on because we just completely missed out on the joke, or we just did not understand mathematics, which I often have trouble with because mathematics is a strange and eldritch thing. Yeah.
You're in good company. Math
Mm,
is my enemy. I can't
mm.
don't get it a lot of times. When you record, is it do you record sort of like in isolation? Like, do they give you the lines and you record on your own? Like they give you the script probably with directions, or are you on a call with somebody? How does that work?
Oh, I'm always recording in isolation.
Okay.
I get a script with notes, and then I
Hmm.
record it. I give like several takes. They request three. I sometimes give a lot more than three, and they pick out their favorite ones out of that. I do believe, like for the suspects, which were recorded much later in the project, like Adam did step in and then like direct the actors live, which
Mm.
sounds great. I think that was a possibility because most of the actors were based in the US.
Okay, fair.
So that would have made things easier. I, based in Australia, and the SFB games being based mainly in Britain and Europe in general, would have made the time zone difference would have been quite difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, because I know you have hopped around quite a bit around the world. I think, right?
Sure.
You born in Malaysia? Did,
Yes, I was born in Malaysia. I moved to Australia. Then I moved to New Zealand. Then I moved back to Australia, and here's where I am. And that's not really that much of a difference, honestly. It would have been like more interesting if I went around the world, but like I've
well, no, I think
mainly.
that I mean to me that's still to me. I mean, it's granted I just went to Australia, but that that's still halfway across the world. But I was
Mm,
gonna bring up because like I think you've said that your voice sounds sort of like a mix of American and everything. I think that's
a little
what.
bit of everything, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I think that's what it says on your website.
Mm.
I source a lot of info from your website, by the way. But
I forgot what I
d-
read. I forgot what I wrote in that even. It's been a
it,
while. Yeah.
there's probably so much that you've forgotten. But yeah, I find that very because I don't think I would have necessarily picked up on that at all. Like I
Mm.
would not have known. I think when you told me once in chat that you lived in Australia, I was like, whoa, I didn't realize that. I would have imagined you were American just based on the way Grimoire sounds.
Mm.
It sounds very standard, like not Southern American or not like Northern.
Mhm,
It's a
mhm,
very like
mhm.
standard kind of American accent. I find. Do
Sure.
people are people often like in your daily life? Do they often think you're American or
Yeah, like a lot of my Australian people I work with in Australia, Australian colleagues, they often say that I could sound quite American. But I have like
yeah,
interacted with Americans who say I sound Australian, which is
really?
strange to me. It might be because of like I use certain turns of phrases which doesn't really
Hmm.
make sense for an American. So like I do try to refer to the back of the car as the trunk and the
Yes,
front of the car as the hood. Whereas in
sure.
is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah,
Whereas like in Australia it's called the boot and the bonnet. The boot is the
right.
back of the
Yes,
car. The bonnet is the front. And like
yes.
and it's like little things like that. Like and referring to Sprite as lemonade when
Oh,
in fact that's
okay.
yeah, when in fact that's, lemon lime, I believe. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think
Yeah.
so. I
Yeah.
that's I can definitely I mean, there have been like a few words maybe where I'm like, "Oh yeah, I think that I could definitely hear maybe like a little bit of Australian or like even we don't really say cheers that often
Cheers.
for like for saying thank you. But you said it earlier and every time I'm just like, "Oh, it's just so nice talking to an Aussie."
E
But anyway, I was curious about that. But okay. I was going to ask you about. Oh, I was curious. Going back to sort of to the recording process a little bit, but like,
mhm.
what was the? Has had anything really like changed in your recording process from the Secret of the Swamp to like Mermaid Mask? Like whether it's like in the tech, in you, in SFB games or whatever. Like, was there anything that has really changed in the process of how you record or how you know get into Grimoire or whatever, kind of in through all those years? Because that's I mean, almost 20 years, all or ish,
I
maybe
mean 10
no,
years. I think a little bit over
10.
10 years since like
Yeah.
it's started around well 15. Let's go with 15.
Okay.
I mean obviously like tech has improved over time. Like I originally recorded like Secret of the Swamp on a Blue Yeti which
Oh,
was
nice.
my workhorse mic for a very long time until like early 2000s or so. So a lot of games that I did was a professional production for. I just recorded on like a USB mic, and like there's lots of like there's a lot of discourse around like, oh, the Blue Yeti. It's a terrible microphone. Never use it if you're gonna submit for a professional production. And I guess that might be more true these days. But
Mm,
honestly, if you're starting out and like you're just you're still like finding your footing and you haven't like recorded for anything professional just yet, a Blue Yeti is perfectly fine, especially for
yeah.
like, doing free stuff online, game jams, like I mentioned before, all the projects that you can do as well, and even professional stuff, like depending upon what they want and how well treated your room is, and that's the other major aspect to like recording is like how well treated your space is. And by that I mean like are there echoes like whenever you speak
Mm,
can you hear the room when you speak? And
right, right.
what's the best way to get rid of that? And usually like it's the recommendation is some people have built like small foam houses for their microphones that I can just put over the microphone. And then, like, whenever, they shout and speak and shout into it, the foam will absorb all the echoes. And therefore, that's kind of solution.
Okay,
It does make the sound very, quite boxy.
okay.
Um, but at the same time, it will get rid of most of the echoes. Uh, and my current setup is I have sound dampening curtains around me. I'm sitting at my computer right now, which is not
Nice.
ideal because really you should be having the computer in a separate room so that you can't hear the fans, so that you can hear slight computer fans right now. But
Mm,
that's my current setup at the moment, and
cool.
it has worked for me so far for a lot of things, including a super special. I mean, every project is super special, but I'm really excited
Sure,
about a
sure.
certain project that I got cast recently. It's just like, oh man,
Ooh,
I'm really excited when that'll come out. Yeah.
that'll be exciting. I mean, I follow you
Uh,
on Blue Sky, so I'm sure you'll post about it or
I mean, I might not be able to
or
post about it for several years because, everything
right.
takes a long time. Yeah. So I have to sustain myself for that time.
True. True. Well, that'll be exciting to see what it is. And
Mm.
for sure you'll have to tell me at the very least cuz I mean not now, but I mean like when trailer has
When it's
released or
out.
something, I
When the
better hear
trailer
about
is
it cuz
released.
we got to
Yeah.
have we got to have we got to have more Edwin on the on my channel for sure. So, I'm sure
Cheers.
that'll
Yeah.
be we'll definitely do that. Um,
Okay.
but um, how can we'll go ahead and wrap this up because
Hmm.
one, I know you're sick, and I'm sure this is I know this has been probably a lot.
Okay.
How can people follow you? Where are you at? How can people if they're like I want more of this guy? Where can people follow you on the internets and keep up with you?
Well, I'm on Blue Sky under edwintiong.com. I do have like a YouTube, which I have not done anything with in a very long time. But like if you look up Omadon, Omahdon, you can see all my super old comic dubs as well as like various gameplay footage
Ooh.
where I played games with like other voice actors, including Natalie Van Sistine and Xander Mobus, and Kimlan Tran is also there sometimes as an
Oh,
invisible presence, and that's fun. Um, and honestly, that's about it. I don't really use social media that much. I
fair.
mean, I do. I am on Blue Sky a lot, and that's the main thing that I use, honestly. And yeah.
No, totally fair. Side note, I would love at some point if I'm sure both of you just have all of the free time in the world. But
Mm.
it would be so great. You guys, you and the voice actress for Sally
Haha,
should both play through like Tangle Tower or something.
that
Just
would
do
be
like a
lovely.
that would be so fun. It would just be great to
Yeah.
hear the both of you going back and forth and playing through one of these games. I think that would be so great. Um, but thank you very much, Edwin, for joining me and answering all of my questions.
No
I know you said you didn't
worries.
like to be put on the spot, but I sort of put you on the spot and
Yeah.
sort of just asked you a lot of questions about yourself. So I hope that was all okay. I
Oh,
hope that
good.
was
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me on.
Of
Fun.
course, this was so good.
Yeah.
But we'll go ahead. We'll wrap this up. We'll go BRB, and then we'll continue into playing the Mermaid Mask. But
Yes, please do.
thank you again, everyone. Please go follow Edwin. I know quite a few of you are already playing the Mermaid Mask. But if you have not, you should go support these games that we have. We know wonderful people who are a part of. So yeah, thank you
Heck
for joining me,
yeah.
Edwin.
Thank you. Bye,
We'll go
everybody.
BRB, but bye bye.